That's a bad way to start that. Well, we're just waiting on our student, Scott, to get his BetFair login information, and then we're going to get started. So until then, let's just do some Q&A. You guys ask me whatever you want, and until Scott gets back, I'm here for you guys. Let's see what's going on poker news. Any of you guys followed the 10KW coup this weekend? That guy who's in first place is pretty good. Ooh, great. Oh, Carter Swidler won the 1K? No fucking way. Good for him. It's a friend from Montreal. And Grayson is also a friend who, last I checked, was still in the 10K as well. Anything else? Okay, you might be ready to play. Hey, Scott.
Right, sorry about that.
Are we all good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I'll get rid of this poker news stuff. And we'll switch this so they don't see you log in. All right, go ahead. Yeah, Blake, what's your question about chasing draws?
About chasing what?
Well, one of the guys in the chat's asking about chasing draws. So.
Your mic keeps breaking up. I can't hear you. Same.
Okay.
Chasing what?
Draws. Nothing.
Draws?
Don't worry about it. Just log in and get started.
Right.
Yeah, so Scott, sometimes I'm going to be answering the questions from the chat, and sometimes we're going to be talking. So the best thing to do is keep the live feed open on the side, but just mute it, and that way the mic won't just repeat.
Could you actually send the link to the live feed?
Yeah, no problem.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. How many tables do you want to play?
I mean, I could do maybe 6, but I've never used this site before, so maybe like 4.
Yeah, let's just do 4 then.
Right. there a way of putting on auto rebuy on this site?
No. There's a program you can get that does that for you. But no, I'm going to fix a few things up for you here so it looks a little better.
Cool, cheers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got it. And then just hit the triple checkbox beside always post blind, and it'll do all the tables at the same time. Okay, so you just play. I'll make notes on any hands I want to review later, and if you have any questions during, just ask them, and I'll do my best.
Right.
And like if I think you're about to time out or something, I'll just steal the mouse and just like, but then you get it back right after.
Could you maybe move that stat so I could like manually type in?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
What do you think he's check raising on table 3?
There are a lot of hands he could be raising with, but I doubt it's one that's going to fold to a re-raise. Could be a queen king, could be a flush draw, could be something slow played pre-flop. He could also be a retard and actually have anything.
I mean, like I don't know if he reps like anything really on that board apart from like a set or a draw.
Yeah.
I don't think like a queen is going to raise that often, is it?
Typically, no. Although the worse they are, the more apt they are to like just raise the top pair.
How do you feel about isolating on table 3 again?
I feel good about it.
I'd do it, but I mean, is it good, bad?
Yeah, it's good.
It's against a fishier guy. Like he's only playing like 60 big blinds, so.
Yeah, still, even if they're playing like 40 big blinds, if you have something that's a playable hand and you're ahead of their limping range, which with queen 10 suited you definitely are, it's always good to get the pot heads up. Because you just want to start building the pot in case you hit, so you can win a good sized pot.
I feel like checking this board.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit too coordinated.
Yeah.
Like we got min 3-bet on table 1. Do you raise or do you want to call and keep these kind of bluffs in?
You can go either way with it. If you're going to re-raise, go like $1.50. If you don't want to re-raise, calling's fine too.
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep these bluffs in.
Yeah.
These snap checks.
So you gotta get some value bets in. It's it's tough to know. Some of those guys, they min re-raise, they can have anything. And if they're really bad, then we just like re-raise and try to get all in. But given we didn't know anything about him yet.
I feel like folding is dead, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really like open it under the gun that often, to be honest.
Yeah, that's actually good discipline. Most people don't think they can fold ace 10. I'll get the buy chips feature for you. I'll be your auto reload.
Okay, cheers, mate.
So how was your birthday? You have a good party?
Good, really good. I was far too drunk, to be honest. But, yeah, really good.
Nice.
Is it you, like, what part of America is it in?
I'm in Canada, actually.
Oh, you're in Canada, sorry.
So the northernmost part of the
America, I say to you.
Yeah, I'm from kind of like eastern central Canada.
Eastern Central. Is that like Toronto, can I get? Is that the opposite thing?
Yeah.
West or?
It's Toronto.
How do you feel about the 3-bet fives?
I think everything's fine here.
Yeah.
Like you can give merit to folding, you can give merit to calling, you can give merit to 3-betting.
Do you want to like show down table 1 or bet because he's checked that flop?
I'd probably just keep checking, and then maybe bet the river to get a call from ace high. And like we're not guaranteed to have the best hand either.
Right. I don't know if table 2 is terrible. I don't know if that's like a bad play, but
That's fine. That's fine.
good. That's all I can hear. I'm hoping you're going to be able to point out some like glaring mistake I'm making here because like I don't feel like I'm making like any kind of profit, to be honest. I'm kind of like break even, so I'm hoping you can like point out something that I'm doing wrong.
Okay. It'll come down to whether the cards put us in the situations or not. I'll try to think off the top of my head what the most likely things could be. Are you capable of folding over pairs when the board's no good?
Yeah, I've done it. Like I don't like it, but I can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose it goes back to like what you're saying about getting married to your hand and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
you need to assess it like street by street. So
exactly.
we'll see.
Also, like, what's your default range for like all-in pre-flop? What are the hands that you like always getting all-in pre-flop with?
Always like aces, kings, ace king suited, ace king off.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes queens, sometimes jacks, but I mean it depends.
Okay. So it's not bad. That's good. Most people leak a lot of money with like the jacks and tens.
I find like especially these like micro stakes, like people just aren't 4-betting bluffing ever. So
Yeah.
there's no point like getting all in with like marginal hands, like tens or something.
That's a very good point.
so like another thing I've noticed for your videos is you tend to open the button like 2.5x.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any particular reason for that? Like I usually just do 3x from pretty much every position.
Yeah, 3x in these games I think is the right size to open. The reason that I'd open to a smaller size in the games that I played is, one, I'm playing a wider range of hands. So a lot of times I get re-raised or played back, and I'm just going to have to fold. And I found that between raising 2.5 and 3x, the fold equity was completely the same. So I might as well risk the smaller amount since I'm going to be having a fold when I get raised a lot. And also by opening slightly smaller, the 3-bets are going to be smaller, so I can call a few more 3-bets. And if I want a 4-bet bluff, that's also going to be cheaper. But at micro stakes, since you're not getting 3-bets so much, that's not really a consideration to worry about. So I think just keeping it consistent and opening 3x is good. You're going to be opening more strong holdings, so you just want to be able to build the pot. Yeah, sorry that those player or the HUD stats get in the way of.
That's cool, don't worry about it. I just say you've got the most complicated HUD I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, there's a lot of good information out there to use.
I mean, like, I can obviously tell the first row is like your VPIP and your pre-flop raise, but like beyond that, just guessing.
Well, the second row is pretty sweet. It's 3-bet, fold to 3-bet, 4-bet, fold to 4-bet, 5-bet. So, like, you know, in those games where everyone's doing a lot of re-raising and stuff, it's good to know how far everyone's willing to take it before you.
Is that just like general 4 and 5-bet? Is that by street or?
It's all pre-flop, and then if you hover over it, it'll give you by position.
Right. See, like Poker Tracker doesn't do that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure whether I go for Hold'em Manager or Poker Tracker, but I like Poker Tracker 4, so I just kind of went for that one, to be honest. But I feel like the kind of hover stats you get with Hold'em Manager.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, Poker Tracker doesn't have the hover. They do have a pop-up when you click, but I don't know. Can you customize it, or is it just the one default pop-up?
I think you can, but it's like a lot of coding to do. Like,
yeah.
You'll know yourself when you first like set up, it takes ages to get it right.
Yeah.
Like the color ranges and stuff, just
Oh yeah. The pop-ups on this HUD took me about like 4 hours to do, but it was worth it. I probably would never do it again.
I'm sure it's reaping the benefits now.
Yeah. It's like every bit of effort you put in away from the tables is going to pay back on the tables.
Yeah.
So even though like it seems like it's annoying to take that time to set these things up and you'd way rather be playing, like it definitely pays off down the road.
Do you bet bigger or smaller? Just give me stack size.
I'd go 1.8.
1.8, that big?
Yeah. I don't want to bet too small to give him the right price with the draw, and just like even now with the ace coming now, a jack or 10 hasn't got shot 2, so there are more bad cards for us. Now we just have to hope we win because we can't fold for that price. Okay. I think with him having that little money behind, though, you just have to go with the hand. He could still have a worse king. He could still have a flush draw. It's not like you're going to be beat there every time. If he had a full stack, then maybe if we bet the turn and get raised, we fold, but no way for that amount of money.
Should we go for like thin value in table 2?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He can call us with the queen for sure. He might be able to call us with the 9. And we don't have to worry about our kicker because we're just stopping with all aces.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably going to bet any better ace than ace 7. Oh, fuck, maybe not. It's pretty obvious fold then, isn't it?
Yeah. His aggression's non-existent. Can you click, or I'll click hand history. I want to look at that again. Okay. Call. Check. What a weird hand. Like, I'm sure because of his stats that he had it. I'm just trying to figure out how he had it.
Like, maybe a 4, but I can't really think, like, possibly 4 or 5, or like...
He could have a 4 with a heart draw on the turn.
Yeah.
That's possible. Those really passive guys sometimes will like slow play set or 2-pair all the way to the river. So like ace 4 or 9s. Doesn't seem like that many possibilities, but I just don't see him check raise bluffing the river.
I mean, like, you only have a stack anyway. Like, there's no... At these limits, there's no players that are capable of, like, bluffing.
Yeah.
Board.
And if they do, it's going to be something really stupid where they just like open shove the river for 2 times the pot or something. Like most of the bluffs are pretty obvious down here, right? And they're pretty easy to pick off. I guess he had a 4 with a heart then, like 4 or 5 of hearts, 4 3 of hearts, most likely. I do think our bet was fine though. If the board hadn't paired on the river, I don't know if we'd bet because our kicker's so bad, but once the kicker doesn't play, I think betting's good there.
Yeah, I just felt like, given the fact he checked the river, he's surely going to bet any, like, ace 9, ace 10 or something like that. He's probably going to dog lead that. Do you think King 10 is too weak to isolate?
It's good enough. It's good enough for sure.
Do you think 50?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one's full to CB on this again?
He's got 100% full to see bet so far.
Is he? Right.
It's a small sample, but whoops.
Say what?
No, I just moved the feed to the wrong part of the screen. So it's on my ugly desktop.
Table 3 with this guy. My best in his.
I would not fold. I don't know if I would call a raise. Call and then see what he does on the turn's fine. Yeah. I might fold now. I got pretty lucky on you. So you play on stars, you normally play 6 tables?
I kind of swapped over to Zoom for a while, but
Okay.
like, I was just getting crushed. So I went back to kind of, like 6 tables. Sometimes 8, but like I find it hard to keep up with sometimes.
Yeah. I think that the ring games are a lot better for like grinding than Zoom is, because it just sucks like playing with no reads on your opponents.
Yeah.
It's such a big part of the game.
And like a lot tighter anyway. Like you won't get the fish playing Zoom that often. They just go broke so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you move that stat down for this guy on table 2?
Where do you want it?
It's like his VPIP.
Oh, he's tight. I'll just get that in for you. Yeah, he's playing 17-9.
Yeah.
So, hope he has queens.
I hope so.
Damn.
See, when you play on your videos on YouTube, how many tables are you playing off screen?
On Party, I've been playing like 4 tables on screen and 6 tables off.
Right.
And on the BetFair videos, I'm usually playing 12 tables total. I go a little bigger just because there's more, because of that dead money. You just want to offer worse odds to the blinds to call you. So.
Did you call table 2?
With no reads, I wouldn't. If I think the player is weak, plays predictably post-flop, or plays like really tight and stacks off too easily post-flop, like the top pair or something, then I'll call, because I can either win a big pot or I can take the pot away and win in a lot of different ways. But with no information, going up against a strong range with 5 high, it's very hard to like get enough equity on the flop to really continue. I like to have a bit more high card value if I'm going to call there.
110's a good size given the board texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like around 3/4 pot. So this guy has some better aces, some worse aces, some flush draws, and a couple of slow plays.
I feel like just barreling off, to be honest.
Works for me. Man. Yeah, we're getting really good pot odds. We might be drawing really thin though. But we got him. We just no heart. No heart. And we're good. Nice hand. So I guess the hold the manager will show us what he had right now. Just like pop up Ace 6. So He flopped pretty good, but I guess he's more likely to have a small ace than a big ace there, so we just gotta go with it.
He's probably 3-betting ace queen and ace king.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good ISO. For sure. Like,
You still have done it if it was A9 off?
I think it's close, but the guy's VPIP is 44. You could probably get away with even ace-8 off. Like, I'd probably isolate him with any suited ace. Not like mandatory to make those ISOs, but that's like as wide as I push it. Because I'll do a thing with Hold a Manager after to show you kind of how to determine which hands to isolate.
Is 8-9 too weak for table 1?
I'm
playing.
I
He's playing 9%, but
yeah, I would fold because he looks like a loose kind of maniacal player who's probably gonna give you a lot of shit. And against that, you want to have like a pretty good hand. Against the other kind of bad player, though, like the pushover, 8-9's perfectly fine to raise. You can raise the king jack suited. Don't have to. It's one of those ones where you can go either way. Like if you're playing tight, king jack suited's a fold. If you're playing loose, it's a raise. But both of the players in the blinds are playing like they're both fish. So for that reason, it's good to err on the looser side when the weak players are in the blinds. But nothing wrong with folding king jack suited under the gun.
what the fuck? I was going to table 1. It feels like a fold, but
Overbet?
yeah.
Okay.
I think with like a solid beat on him, it's probably a fold, but
I think we have implied odds if we hit.
yeah.
Because like he could definitely be betting a 10 that big. I don't think he'd bet a full house that big. Although half of our odds could be bad because one of the 10s he's likely to play is a 10-9. You're right, they're getting such a bad price. It's not like we have to play just because we flopped a draw. What's up, Greg? We're playing some 5 cent, 10 cent. We got 15 viewers.
Really?
Yeah. You want to say hi?
Do you have the camera on or no?
We just have a microphone. They can't see you.
What's up, boys?
No love, bro. It's Greg Merson. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Now you're fancy. Saying hi.
It's Hi, Greg. How's it going, mate?
What's up, man? Where are you from?
Glasgow in Scotland.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Maybe we'll play some. What's the poetry they have there? UKIPT? Oh,
Yeah. I don't think it's anywhere close to what you guys have got, but
Is Grayson still in the time guy?
No, he busted.
Fuck. One of our Digi, how much are you betting on Greg? It's like 50 pounds.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to win that for you, man.
Yeah, it's on like just like a 2-minute delay. So.
so you guys look like a shared flat or something?
Oh, so he has your HUD too?
He's playing on my computer. It's your team viewer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Greg's in town for the W Coop. There's like, how many people?
Alright.
Four people staying here for 2 weeks. The apartment's just big enough to fit everyone.
So this is your BetFair account? Or not?
No.
Is your BetFair account Grips?
Is it yours? Grips_com. The one that went deep in the championship yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't quite get it done.
Since I've been up here, there's been so many different skins. One game getting like popped off. You know what I mean?
No. It's just the two. What do you mean?
There is
Bet safe, BetFair, BetSim.
goal line.
A goal win, yeah. Poker.gr. Dude, at one point there were like 30 different ball games, to be honest. I'm still paying attention to the action. Don't think I'm like
whatever.
stop watching.
No, I'm watching too.
Yo, what do you think we should do on this board with Jack 10 suited, man?
Bet 55.
Bet 55?
That's it. You take one stab at it and then just give up. Unless we have, obviously.
What are his stats? His stats are 41-0. How many?
I don't even know if he's going to fold. Even if we free barrel, I don't know if he's going to fold.
you must. Well, how many? Yeah, I would just check.
Yeah, he's a super fish. He's just not going to fold anything ever.
Would you check King 2 on table 2?
I bet that for value.
Better.
Yeah. Is there any trades for you guys?
35 cents into 20 cent over bet?
No, we bet 15 cents.
Where's the Florence? We already both lost that.
The 4-max already is over? Dude, you guys suck.
I would just call it ace jack.
Call him.
Yeah.
You think it's...
Yeah, he's tight. He's 17. He's 18-14.
And that one's a fold. He's 10-7.
Is it suited?
Yeah.
4. Yeah. Even original.
No, that's a 3x.
I'd check call the ace jack.
Yeah.
Is that because of the showdown
Check
value?
fold in this turn, yeah.
Yeah, I can push on 2. I can straight throw.
Very shit.
Man, we're getting run over here. Brutal.
You should see if there's any 1,500 going today, bro. Get back in those games.
We're turning.
I don't know, me either.
Alright. I'm going to eat. Good luck, man.
Cheers, man.
Later, Greg. So I think we'll do like 5 or 10 more minutes because I'm trying to get in on that lunch too.
It's like the most uneventful session ever, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, no hands.
Well, I was thinking about that as well for another option because this hadn't happened yet, but there's always the possibility that the session just goes like totally shit, nothing happens, and it's not that exciting, and maybe we feel like we don't get the best value out of the opportunity this way. So for you and for anyone else who wants to be on the show, there's also the option of if you guys want to record your sessions using Camtasia or whatever, and then eventually when you get a good 40-minute segment, we can stream the video but talk about it live as it happens, so that way you're guaranteed to have a lot of interesting spots to go over rather than rolling the dice and hoping for good action.
Cool, sounds good.
In fact, I think that would probably be even more beneficial for everyone, and there's no chance that someone tries to.
We get it on Lucy's Track or anything, or Bluefire, or
What about that?
we get it on any of those sites? Did you ever sign up for them?
Oh yeah, when the training boom started, I had an account with Card Runners and with Poker X Factor. And then I got on Deuces right away because I thought that Krantz was absolutely hilarious, and I found his videos to be way more entertaining than the dry Card Runners boring videos.
Yeah.
And then I really like Aaron Jones with Lego Poker. I might call one time with the nines, just in case he has 2 pair or something. But if he bets again, we're just done. And King Jack.
Would you have called that? Really?
I'll make a note. It's the hand's got pretty bad reverse implied odds. I just saw that the guy's 3-betting at 14, which is pretty wide. We'll see. I would check back the nines. He probably won't call with that anyway. And just the price. But suited, I definitely would have called off suit, whatever. But yeah, on the training sites, I think that the most entertaining instructions I found were Aaron Jones with Lego Poker and Krantz on Deuces Cracked.
Yeah.
And I was on Bluefire for Jiggy was pretty good, and Galfon did
Jiggy,
really good.
So funny.
Actually busted him in the main event this summer.
Did you?
Yeah, I trapped him real good. I limped in Jacks.
Was he like in person? Was he like in person?
He's a nice guy. This is kind of gross. That guy raised up front, now he's just barreling off. I might fold, yeah, because he's going to smash the river, and I'm trying to think of, we beat Jacks and 10s, and
I don't even think he's not probably betting Jacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for hands that keep betting, we actually don't beat anything. That was a terrible turn. Because they got the straight draws there, it got the king queen there. A lot caught on. Ivory really wants us to raise these ace queens. I'll just make a note and see. Yeah, he's a funny guy, nice guy. But I think he ate too much on the dinner break because when we got back, he was playing really fast and he made a terrible call off against me with second pair. And I think it was just he ate a lot, so he was feeling tired. And he was just kind of fuck this. I already have enough of my chips and fuck it. I don't want to fold and have to wait.
Did he not give up poker for a while? I thought he stopped playing.
Yeah, he quit for between 6 months and 12 months or something. And I think that's a really good thing to do for people who've been playing for 3-4 years, just really immersing themselves. Because you don't want to get burnt out, and also taking time away from the tables to work on other aspects of your life will increase your passion for the game and increase your confidence as well.
So how long have you been pro for?
I don't even consider myself pro, but
No?
semi-pro, like 4 or 5 years.
So you got like a day job then?
I have my website.
What?
This is my day job.
Yeah.
And I spend a lot of time studying too, so like I'm like pretty much
What do you studying poker or you like studying for?
just like general books on topics that I find interesting. Mostly health and fitness right now, but also memory, public speaking, lots of different stuff. Anytime someone like gives me a good book recommendation, I'm usually pretty keen on checking it out.
Did you do college at all? Did you like study
Yeah, I got a degree in economics.
economics?
Yeah, I was supposed to be business, but I was too lazy to perform well in school. Yeah, it was like right when poker got popular, so it was just like way too hard for the school to take my focus when poker was just like so much more exciting, and that's when the games were like super easy, so there was just so much money to make.
Like I wasn't around at that point, but do you really think it's got much tougher than it was back then?
I think, yeah, because back then there were no training sites.
Yeah.
So it was like instead of 5 out of 6 people being good at a table, it was like 1, maybe 2 people actually knew sort of what was going on. And just at these limits, like this is absurd. Your table 2, there's a 13-11, 17-13, 19-15. Like back in the day, there would not be anyone playing like that. Just because there was no information, it was so new. But also, with all the information being out there, you can become so much better than you could before with the resources available. So it's like, for people who are willing to work hard, these days, the poker landscape's fine, so there's so much info and hard work will pay off. But back then, it's just like, if you knew how to, like, c-bet, or you understood the concept of 3-betting, you would just make a lot of money without knowing anything more than that.
Have you ever busted your roll?
Only the first 2 times I deposited. It's the
Like,
first,
is it like $100 each time?
yeah, the first time I deposited $100, and I could only find the fixed limit games. Like, I didn't even know they had sit and goes. I didn't know there was no limit, so I played like 25, 50 cent, and I got a little bored. Then I went to 51, and then I started like running well, so I'd just keep jumping limits, and eventually I was playing 3-6 with like 25 bets. So needless to say, that didn't go well.
How long did it take you to like go up through each limit? Like what was the toughest one to get by?
When I was playing no limit cash,
Yeah.
I think the jump from 2-4 to 3-6 was big, which is weird because it's not like the jump from 1-2 where the limits double and it's a significantly different amount of money. And same with like 3-6 to 5-10. But I think it's because that jump from 2-4 to 3-6 seems like you're playing the same game because it's a similar amount of money, but the player pool is just so different. Like the 2-4 games play like reasonably tight and nitty, and it's about who can value bet better. And 3-6, it's just everyone's just like crazy aggressive, and it's like who can pick off each other's bluffs better. And like that was a big transition for me to deal with.
You think check call on table 4?
Yeah, that's fine. I probably bet like 45 or 50. Checking again is okay, but at this point, he probably doesn't have a king, so we can probably be value betting here.
Yeah.
And like a hand like, just like a hand like ace 10, 9, 10, 10 jack might call. And there's no sense in giving him another free card because our check on the flop was kind of designed to get information. Now that we have that information, we should act on it. What?
Do you think this is like spades? Like, I was just thinking he's going to check raise right here and he's just done it, so.
It's possible, and if
I
that's
don't like it, just give him the 9 kicker, but.
if you think most likely hand spades, then call, and on brick rivers you can check call. But on that river, we probably have to check fold. Yeah, if he's not the type to like do a slow play on the flop there, which seems pretty crazy, then.
We need call for that much, don't we?
Well, I kind of want to confirm your read here, so again, 11-1. Let's see.
Oh my god.
So it wasn't that he turned the spades, he turned the 4, and he didn't know what else to do with it.
It would have worked. If you bet bigger, that would have worked. I'd have folded for sure.
Yeah. And again, that's one of those kind of like just random bad bluffs, right? Because a real hand would have bet the flop.
Yeah.
What hand you gonna check back the flop and then bet turn? I feel like $1.20 or whatever. That's I mean, I'm just saying a little smaller because I want at least one guy to call. All right, raise those queens.
Oh shit, there goes. Fuck. Should have made it 40.
It's minor thing.
See when this under the gun on table 4 just calls. I think it's like jacks, but.
I think the range is anywhere from. Okay, if there wasn't a cold color ahead, I think the range is like jacks through 9s. But once that first guy called, I think he's calling with all his pairs. I think his range for calling is actually fairly wide there.
Can we call 1 on table 4 and then fold the river?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't call anymore though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably fold anyway. I mean, the guy cold calling should have something okay. Let's see bet the king queen, and we're just gonna take off auto post. So this will be the last orbit, and then we'll look at the hands. So that guy's very check raise. We should work together to try to figure out the best strategy to beat these 60, 50, 25 guys who just take the aggressive option every single time. So I think there's going to be a lot of nits, and then there's going to be a lot of the guys who are trying really hard to win every pot, and then just a bunch of bad players. So those like looking like the 3 most common player types down here.
Well, that was me last year. Like, I just could not fold at all. Like,
Yeah.
so much discipline to just like stop betting all the time.
I've found that most players from the UK, anywhere like Ireland, Scotland, England, play really fast like that. Can you think of like why that's a common style over there?
I don't know. I mean, I think obviously the Scandinavian influence is there, but
Right.
I don't know.
I know Chris Moorman plays pretty fast too. So anyone who's learned from him. So let's see. Oh, we did. Well, we lost a buy-in. One buy-in. We're in the big blind on every table, so not losing any hands. Let's see, okay. Played a little on the tight side, 15-14. 3-bet of 6 is fine. That's actually usually where I end up. I play on the tighter side. Early unopened, we could have a couple more hands, middle, a couple more. Okay, the only thing that really stands out here is that your button open was 21%, which is even lower than your cutoff open of 32. Of course, we have a really small hand sample, so it could just be we got dealt nothing. I'd be interested to know over like a 10,000 hand sample.
I'm usually quite a lot more aggressive than that, to be honest. Like, usually playing like maybe 20-18 for my EPI green stuff.
Okay, so that's all.
My 3-bet's usually like 9% easily. Like, I just 3-bet. Maybe that's like one of my biggest leagues, but I 3-bet quite a lot, to be honest.
Okay. So I guess that was just the cards we got this session. No big deal. So I've just got a few to look over. I think most of them are pretty basic, but worth looking at. So the first one, Ace King. All hands. Just wanted to say that against someone who's min re-raising in like this random spot and where it doesn't look that strong, 4-bet calling off is definitely an option because a lot of these guys will stack off blind versus blind with like ace queen, ace jack. But if we like raised under the gun and someone 3-bets us min, either in position or from the blinds, we want to be a lot more cautious because that's more likely to be aces. That's all about that one though. Next is ace queen. I was curious why you didn't c-bet on this board with 2 overcards, backdoor flush draw, and a pretty dry board where they're like most of the suited connectors didn't really catch much of a draw.
To be honest, like if it's 3-way pots, I generally just tend to check ace highs, even if it is 2 overs. But I mean that could be a leak.
Yeah, on the 10 high and jack high boards with 2 low cards, they're definitely good candidates to c-bet. If it was like, if the 4 was a 9 or an 8, that changes things a lot. Because there are a lot more like pair plus gut shot hands and straight draws people can have. But this is a pretty dry board, and you have equity with overcards and backdoors. And the other thing is on the low boards, like 8 high, 9 high, 10 high, there's way more likelihood of a scare card coming off on the turn, so you're going to have more profitable like 2-barrel and 3-barrel opportunities. So that's all. I think even if the 10 wasn't a heart, it's not as much of a bet, but still probably a bet. It's just this board's better for your range than their range, and a lot of good multi-barrel opportunities. Okay. So their ace queen I think was played fine, but I just wanted to see. Okay. For what it's worth, sometimes facing a 4x raise from under the gun, I'm just open folding ace queen because of what happens. We flop good and we still have to just fold. I think we had a small sample, but against a super tight guy, like someone who's playing like 15-12 or something, ace queen would be a fold. Against any somewhat bad player, though, it's definitely not a fold. Okay, so that's done. Ace jack. What's going on there? Are you doing something on the keyboard? Oh. Okay. Ace jack. Just wanted to say that it was good that as a pre-flop 3-better, you automatically c-bet on the queen high dry board. Just wanted to acknowledge that is good. This is a good board for your range, not the best for his. It's kind of the same as the board from earlier with ace queen. It's just a good board for us to bet. And even though sometimes we're going to get raised, that doesn't mean we made a mistake on the hand.
Yeah.
Okay. King jack off and queen 10 suited. Ace 7 off. Blind versus. Okay. I misread this hand. I thought he limped in from earlier position, and you ISO'd with ace 7 off, which I thought would be kind of light. But blind versus blind is perfectly fine. And I'm fine with checking back this board. A bunch of gut shots and stuff. We could take an ace high to showdown. And then, yeah. Good discipline to fold the river. A lot of people are spike calling here. And that's just bad. So, good stuff here. Well played.
Ace 9 actually makes kind of a bit of sense on that board. But I don't know if he plays it that fast. You might just check call the river.
Yeah, ace 9 could work. Nah, he's dumb. He'd probably check raise that too. And I don't think it would be all that bad for him to check raise there because it's really hard for you to have ace queen.
Yeah.
In fact, it's almost impossible. So he can go thin there with that. And it's king queen on jack 10. This is just where the guy let out for. That's interesting. I think.
Given what I've seen at micro stakes, when people overbet, it's generally very, very strong. So as I said, a 10 for sure.
Okay.
If not a jack 10.
I agree. And I just want to see, even if he had just a jack, we're probably not even getting the right price. So it'd be interesting to see that. Well, let's see. I guess against a jack, technically we are, but we don't know that it's a jack for sure. Oh wait, no, I did that wrong. 1.5 and 2, 3.9. Yeah, we need 38%, and we have 44. But if we switch it to what's more likely, which is a 10, we have terrible equity, plus the reverse implied odds. So it's good, right? He's probably got us beat now, and even if we do hit our hand, we can't play it that confidently. And those are situations where it's bad to try to draw out when you can't, comfortably get money in when you hit your hand. Okay, and then I guess I just have. Do I have one more hand I want to look at? Queen 10 suited. I don't remember what happened on this. I guess it was this one. I think, yeah, it's just another hand where, you played it well. Good enough hand to isolate, facing a limper for sure on a button. On this flop, it's very connected. People like to mess around on these boards a lot, so getting check raised, sucks because if we just had a gut shot and we could get check raised, that's fine. We don't mind it as much, but we also have the equity of a backdoor flush draw, 2 possible overcards, which are probably good if we hit them. So we have a lot of good cards that we could see on the turn, so getting check raised on the flop and not being able to see if we improve or not would really suck. So it's a good check back, and then we did improve, and just, good to bet when we pick up that equity. And I think on that hand, I'd probably bet the river too, because he can call the turn with a lot of pair plus straight draw type hands, and that have to be afraid of the king. So that was a good hand. And the only thing I wanted to show you was just because you were wondering about isolating, and I was telling you that the guy's VPIPs are 40%. So
yeah, so what range of hands are you doing if the guy's playing 40%?
Well, the safest way to go about this, and I believe this is tighter than is optimal, but if someone's opening or limping 40% hands, you can isolate with 20% hands, which you can see is actually pretty wide. I mean, it's all the Broadways, most of the suited aces and some other suited stuff. And you're still going to be way ahead of the range. I think you can even go like as wide as 30% against someone who's limping 40%. Like just play the top. I'd say probably play the top 2/3 of the range is best. So if they're at 41, I'm going to use the calculator for this one. I'm going to play 27, like that. So Queen 10 suited definitely made the cut. It's way in there. And you can go even wider. And what I like about what's...
I feel like hands like Jack 9 off and stuff, like I'm not particularly sure
Well,
if I should be isolating that week.
it depends how the guy's going to play. If the guy's really passive, then playing these hands is fine. And what I like about what Tracker did here is like it's going with the 10-9 off and not the King Deuce off because of the ability to make top pair both ways with those hands. If you're playing a raised pot in position and you make top pair, it's a very straightforward hand to play, and you can usually get it for 2 bets.
Yeah.
Whereas a hand like, I don't know, 5-4 off, where you can still make the same amount of straights and stuff, but you can't make top pair, it just sucks. Same with like a suited king is way better than like a suited connector, I think, a 7-6 or a 6-5, because you dominate more of the suited cards that he's limping as well. Like if you have a guy who's limping any suited, you'd rather have that flush value and the chance of like domination than the ability to make a straight as well as your flush. Like suited connectors, the best part about them is their ability to make straights. When it comes to flush draws, you want the suited ace and the suited king.
Yeah.
But the most important thing with these hands, whether the offsuit or whether the suited, is just if you're playing a raised pot in position, these hands, it's very obvious when they flop equity and when they don't flop equity. So it's easy for you to decide when you just give up on the hand right away or when you go with it a little bit.
So like against aggro guys, you're just not going to cut down that range. You're not going to play like Jack 9 off or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to leave it out. It's like going to put you too many tough decisions.
Exactly. Like against like a really aggro guy, I'd go with that 20% if they're going 40%. If they're aggro and they're doing 30%, I'll play 15% or something like that. I'll probably take out all the suited kings, but keep the suited aces because I'm fine like taking those to the house. And yeah, drop off some of the lower offsuit hands so that we're making like more dominating top pairs. But yeah, like you against like the really wide guys, like there are some guys that have like 70 BPIP, and you can see like you can isolate just about anything, and you're going to be ahead of their limping range.
Yeah.
But that's how you determine how wide you should be isolated. So you look at what their limping range is, plug it in here, and then anywhere from the top half to the top 2/3 is fine.
Cool.
Okay. Do you have any questions, or does anyone in the chat have any questions before we wrap this one up?
Oh, sure. I'm good.
Okay. Neil wants the HUD. All right, Neil, add me on Skype, and I can take care of that for you. I don't want to post it on the website because the people who play against me know about my website, and I don't want them downloading my shit. Okay. Scott, thanks a lot for joining us for the broadcast today.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
And we'll do some stuff again. I'm going to entertain the idea of like anyone who plays, 5,000 hands on BetFair. Maybe I'll do a database analysis, and then we can do what we were talking about, which is like try to identify any leaks that will be more obvious over a larger hand sample.
No, that'd be good.
Okay. Well, have a good day, dude.
Cheers, mate.
And,
Enjoy your lunch.
thanks, man. Check you later.
See you later.
All right, and that wraps up our coaching session for the day. I'll keep the chat room open so I can field a couple more questions. So I just hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like us on Facebook and share with your friends so that you can be the next feature student on the broadcast. This has been Evan for Grips.com. Now, It's your turn. Go out there and get stacked.